That hurt. More verticality. Recording in progress. All right. No fucking intro.
That never happens on the recording one. It gets put in app post, man.
Oh, right. Okay. Welcome to the Straight Red Card.
Christ almighty, what a great start.
My bad. This is our third segment of the day, although our first segment was with Pete on Pete's show. So check that out. Go to 11 Yanks, and we will be there. And I know 11 Yanks sounds like a minimal amount of Yanks, but
only if you're efficient at it.
I mean, if things are going well, sometimes that's all it takes.
What was the Kenzie movie? God, he went
Kenzie Institute?
No, there's movie. The movie. I know it's about the Kenzie Institute, yes. But there's a movie about
yanking it?
Well, come on, let me get to the point.
Okay.
So there's a part in the movie where he goes and talks to this guy who claims that he can rub it out completely, like in 7 seconds or whatever it is. And Liam Neeson's going, nah, that's not humanly possible. So he like whips it out immediately and starts jerking. The guy pulls out a watch and starts timing it. And I guess he completed the time frame. It was an efficient number of yanks. So
jizz in my pants. All right.
Thank goodness we have a 30-second intro.
Thank goodness, indeed. All right. So let's start off with the weekend because Ricardo Pepi didn't play. And Augsburg
and they won. Yeah.
And they won. And they're I think they're out of the relegation zone. I believe they are.
I think they dipped back in, actually. Somebody else won.
They're in the playoff zone.
Okay, yes, you're right.
I think so. But not good that he didn't play and that they won without him. That's not good. But give him time.
Nope, I lied. Augsburg are 3 points ahead, actually. So yeah, they have 26 points, and the Hertha Berlin, who's in the playoff, has 23.
Okay, so they are out. That's what I thought. That's what I thought I saw, but you never know. Things change. Yeah, and then their games sometimes midweek, you're like, oh, I missed that completely. Mm-hmm. George Bello got 15 for Bielefeld, so now they're way down at the bottom of the table too. But rough going for a lot of Americans in Germany right now, whether they're managers or they are players.
Let's just cover who's down below. Obviously, Firth is going down.
Yes.
Augsburg's 3 points off relegation. Gladbach's 4 points. Wolfsburg are.
Did you skip
7-8 points?
Stuttgart.
Yeah, Stuttgart's. They're sorry. They are in 20. They're in relegation.
Yeah.
At 22 points.
I mean, that's an American manager.
And what's Bello's team? Armenia
Bielefeld.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, they're just above playoff at 25. So we've got a number of Yanks, relatively speaking, in about an 8-point window of relegation, give or take.
It's rough going right now for a lot of them.
On top of that, we have Hoffenheim, Leipzig, Dortmund. Not getting any playing time at Bayern, but those still Yanks at Bayern.
One.
I mean, there are Yanks that aren't relegation bound by any means.
Right. No, I mean, absolutely.
So promising.
You're either at the top or the bottom at this point.
More or less, yeah.
And then Horvath went 90 in a tie on Friday. He would play again today. So he wasn't necessarily scheduled to play today because he hasn't been playing cup games either. But now he's played 4 games in a row. And if, in fact, we're out of Turner and we're out on Steffen for injuries going into the next window, Horvath's probably your starter. Alex Mighton got 5 on Friday versus Sheffield United.
Oh.
Matt Miazga was in the 18, didn't play. Chris Durkin 20 in a tie, 1-1 tie. Liam Gainey in the 18 for Waldorf Mannheim's U19s. Didn't play. So he's got to start playing. I know Pete brought this up. He's like, all those young Americans that are 18, 19 years old, and they're playing in the U19s in Germany. And, that's not that impressive. But you would think that the Germans would be going out and trying to find the best Americans they could find. So maybe you don't ignore them. We were talking about the U20 list with Peter. I was. And, you think about it on their show when Pete said, yeah, if you're playing in the U19s and you're still stuck in the U19 teams and you're 18 years old, you haven't even been advanced up when you're looking at a guy like Reyna, who's 18 years old and playing and starting for Dortmund when he's healthy. I get it. Like, there is a certain point, unless you're a late bloomer, and late blooming is it's a rare thing. There are very few late bloomers. So unless you're an early bloomer, late blooming is just like a shot in the dark. Could happen, probably not going to happen. So if you're 20 and you're not starting for your club team, then you're probably not good enough for your club team. It's probably time to go look for other options like MLS or whatever.
If you're saying that there's like a 20-year-old or an 18-year-old, 19-year-old on Bayern that's not playing at all, you should probably look elsewhere.
Bayern's a little different. I mean, that's some heavy competition.
Sure.
But you're probably going to be at least on Bayern's 2 team, which plays in Regional Liga, or is it Bundesliga 3? I think it's Bundesliga 3. And not playing in some U19 youth team. If you're stuck and you're 19 and you're still playing on the U19s, it's probably not a good sign. It's not a good sign. Jesse Marsch lost. Okay.
He wasn't the only one who lost that day.
But he played, I think they played better than I've seen them play in at least 4 games.
I had faith. That he would come out.
Oh, you lost money. That's right.
Yeah, I dropped 10 on him. And I'm watching that game, and, man, Leeds is I'm watching that game because, first off, my kids wake me up at 7 o'clock on a Saturday.
I woke up especially for that match. Yeah.
I've got to pull my kids out of the bed by their ankles on weekdays to get ready for school. But on the weekends, they'll wake my ass up at 7. No problem.
Jerks.
But, yeah, inconsiderate little a-holes. No, so I was up watching the game, and I'm tweeting about it. I'm like, every time they missed an opportunity, and there were lots of opportunities.
Yep.
Leeds could have won that game by a ridiculous sum.
Yep. 2 or 3
They didn't
one.
finish. Easy, yeah. Yep. They didn't finish, and I'm tweeting like, these misses are going to come back to bite them in the ass. And literally, like a minute later, they get scored on, and that's the game winner.
The only hope is that Phillips and Bamford come back and next game. Now, Jesse said after the game, Bamford could only play 10 minutes max, and he wasn't willing to risk it. So I get it. I would risk it. I mean, they needed a tie. Needed a goal in the last 5 minutes. So I probably would have risked it, thrown him in there because nobody else was looking like they wanted to score. So even when the opportunities were just right in front of their face.
Yeah, they kept purposely missing the goal by like inches. So, I mean,
yeah,
I feel like that was done on purpose. They realized that I put money on them, and they're like, yeah, fuck that guy.
I do think that Leicester fans were generally – he got the collapse after the game from the traveling fans. So they weren't disappointed in him.
I mean, Leicester's obviously not where they've been in the past handful of seasons. They're a little further down than where they've been enjoying for the past.
Are we talking about Leeds or Leicester?
Leicester.
Oh, so the opponent. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, even though they're further down than what they normally have been in the past couple seasons, they're still a very good team. But I mean, Leeds came out, and again, I'm not an expert by Leeds by any means. I haven't watched them, and I didn't watch them up until Marsch got there, so I'm by no means an expert. But they looked good against them. They looked like they could have, like I said, they easily could have scored a couple goals in that first half, and a couple more in the second half too.
And the back line was way more secure.
So yeah,
way more secure.
I mean,
so,
you as imagine just from what I've heard over the past handful of games for Leeds that they have to take this as a positive. They're like, oh, they played great.
Most did.
Unfortunate that we lost. It would have been great to at least get a draw, but
most took it positively.
It's a sign,
I think I am now subscribed to like 3 Leeds podcasts, and I watch them all. Like people who are Leeds fans who live in Leeds and go to the games and etc. And they were all, most of them, like, hey, this is the best we've looked in a while, so give this guy some time. And they really should have got out of there with a point at the very least. So there's that.
What you're saying is we need to do a game day live stream for Leeds and have them on afterwards. So is what you're saying?
No. It's not what I'm saying at all.
Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're trying to tell me? You're subscribing them because you want to include them into our podcast?
No.
Okay.
All right. Pulisic went 90, got a goal and an assist. I mean, the goal was a clown show by Burnley, but I mean, the guy's on top of his game. That assist to Havertz was fucking genuinely brilliant.
Absolute quality.
What a great left foot.
Vodka had a video about that too.
He did. I watched it.
like, yeah, but I'm going to paraphrase, guys. Go and watch this video. It's great. But he's like, like, hey, what's that guy doing over there with his hand risen? And he's telling his friend, like, nobody's going to be able to lace that across. And as he's telling it, Pulisic does it, and they score a goal.
I mean, if Pulisic keeps up on this form, we're going to be fine in this next window.
Yeah. Depends how he plays with us.
Well, it depends how Berhalter aligns him.
Yeah.
There's always
I will say he's played significantly better since he's had that interview where he's like, I'm finally taking it off my shoulders. This is I don't need to be the hero out there. And the ironic aspect behind that is when he stops trying to play the hero ball and he just plays, and he not necessarily quote unquote team player, if you will, but when he doesn't try to hold it all on his shoulders, he's actually a star. He's actually the hero. So,
yep.
Don't try to take too much on, man. Just do your shit.
Right. Sargent went 90 in a loss versus Brentford, but Berhalter was there. So there's that.
Yep, and that was another game that they weren't the only ones who lost.
Oh, God, you bet on Norwich?
I bet on Norwich, and I bet on Sargent to not only score, but also get an assist. Not in the same bet. They're separate bets. If he would have got a goal or an assist, that would have made up for all my bets that day.
That game pretty much let me know this is over for Norwich. If they can't even fucking compete against Brentford, they're broken.
That game went to shit, man.
It just was horrible, dude.
Yeah, you're telling me how your man of the match was Rashika, wasn't it?
Fucking hate that guy. Rashika's the most selfish player in the world.
Oh man,
most selfish. And as long as that's what he's going to do, then I mean, Pukin can be as open as he wants. Rashika's not going to pass it to him. So
we saw it at Bremen.
Yeah, we did. This is just a carryover from Bremen. He did this at Bremen too. Ream Robinson both went 90 in a win. Those two are hot childs in the city, as they say in the old days. DK still injured. Balogun 63 for Middlesbrough in a win. Did not score. We need to see some goals from him. I mean, I'm glad that Greg's pursuing a Balogun, but more needs to happen on his end. He needs to score. He needs to get some assists.
Do you think he's looking at him from a 9, or do you think he's looking at him as a winger?
Either. Because he's played either. He just wants to secure him up. And that's not going to happen this window. It'll happen down the line. He just went there to tickle his nuts a little. That's all. To say, hey, little guy, I like you so.
Nothing like getting a load off.
I want you to make sure you know that we are still looking at you.
Derek, why are the nuts that close? Why are the nuts that close to your face?
Because that's where Greg is. And that we are watching, and that we're interested in you. We think you have great potential, like Musa. So there you go. Berhalter with the German accent.
A grandma German accent.
Yes. Ola Sunday.
Misha.
We're never going to get through this in 10 minutes. All right.
No, fuck,
Balogun.
it's already 14 minutes.
Oh, fuck. Ola Sunday's injured. Malik Tillman did not dress for. He ended up being with Bayern 2 again. Malik Tillman's back with Bayern 2. Tyler Adams is in the 18, didn't play. I'm not really that concerned about it. He'll play next game. John Brooks, 90 in a win at center back normal. Clean sheet for Wolfsburg. Hey, Greg, you don't call up Brooks this time. People are going to call some serious bullshit on you. We will. We're going to call some serious bullshit. And that's why Greg's going to call him up. Because he knows there's going to be not just us, but other people are going to go, I thought you said that it was just all about form, Greg. And now he's totally in form, and he still didn't call him up. So don't lie to us anymore. What's the real issue?
I personally, I'd even be more offended if he came out this window and said, like, yeah, we have our differences. Like, why didn't you say that from the get-go?
Yeah.
Why are you beating around the bush and peddling us bullshit by saying, oh, he's not in form, we can't call him up?
Stop with the bullshit. Just say, you know what? In the way we want to play and the way we're going to line up, Brooks just doesn't fit our eye. He doesn't. He's not going to be able to cover what we want to cover.
Passive aggressive about it. Just be a man.
I mean, you could even put it really nicely without lying. You could say what I just said and say, listen, what we're looking for is a very mobile 2 center backs, and we just don't think the way we're going to set up and play right now is Brooks would fit in. So you could say that, and you could get away with it. You could. At least you're being honest. You're like that's not even the total truth, but at least you could say that, and people go, well, okay, so it's not about form, because that form thing, that ain't passing this time over.
He should have channeled his inner Dennis Leary and just started singing, he's an asshole, he's an asshole, he's an asshole.
Don't ever channel Dennis Leary. Outside of acting, he's garbage. All right.
He steals material too, apparently. Allegedly. The he's an asshole came straight from C.K. Lewis, I think. I think it was C.K. Lewis. He talked about it. It's like, yeah, he had a whole line in one of his gigs.
Yeah.
And Dennis came up like, oh yeah, and you should go on with that, saying this, and the next time he sees him, he's like, he's on stage singing my song.
Yeah. Yep.
And I loved him in the movie The Ref. That was a great fucking movie.
Dude, listen, he's a really good actor.
Yeah.
You give him, but ask him to write his own jokes. It becomes troubling. And I think he did like a comedy special like 6 years ago. Like he made a comeback. It was so bad, dude. I don't think I chuckled the whole show.
Yeah.
I don't even think because it was so over the top. It was not like a real person. It was so inauthentic. Like you could tell he was trying to like be the character he was when he got started in comedy. And it's like, you're not that person, dude. I've watched other interviews with you. That's not you.
Yeah, to your point, and I know this is a little off topic, but yeah, he's phenomenal as an actor when it comes to specific roles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That fire, where he's a fire chief or whatever, that was a good show.
Yeah, I was Chicago. Is it Chicago Fire?
I stopped watching it after a while, but I think I watched a couple seasons, and then the wife and I got bored. The ex-wife.
He was great in Demolition Man. That's a phenomenal B-rate movie, man. Despite the fact you have like A-list Hollywood actors.
I don't think I've seen it.
It's got Wesley Snipes. It's got Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, I have seen it.
Sandra Bullock.
Yep, I have seen it.
Rob Schneider.
I've told you before, my movie memory is not the same as my music memory.
Gotcha.
Like I can hum you like at least 10,000 songs right now. You could just request one and I could. But if you ask me to remember a movie I watched once, nope. That shit didn't stick. That
locks on my mind. I'll watch it. It's there.
No, for me, it's like, okay, I just need entertainment. Okay, thank you, entertainment, and then I'm done. I'm off to the next thing.
If you want to turn your brain off entertainment. Demolition Man, it can and cannot be the same. You know, it's like you're watching and you're like, this is so cheesy.
There's
If
so many.
you're just shutting it off, but if you really watch it, take it in for what it is a great B-rate with A-listers.
Have you ever watched Waterloo?
No.
Yeah. So there's a movie I remember every fucking millisecond of. And that's because I'm obsessed with the Napoleonic Wars. So since I saw it when I was a kid, when I was 11 or 12, and I've watched it like probably 10 times since then. So of course it's ingrained in my brain.
During that time period, I watched Count of Monte Cristo.
Yeah, I've watched that. Yeah, twice, I think. I remember most of that movie. But yeah, modern movies, a lot of the ones that deal with non-historical, like I know historical, especially war films, that sticks because I'm actually familiar with the history of it, what I'm watching. Yeah, and then other movies, not so much. Timothy Chandler got the last 7 for Frankfurt in a win. Julian Green went 8 in a loss. He came in, I think, for Timothy Tillman at the 82nd. They lost. They're going down. Going down. Somebody asked early tonight, what about the Tillman brothers as dark horses? No. Not anytime soon. Joe Scally, 90 in a loss. He played right back, and their real weakness versus Stuttgart was out wide on the left. They got crunched out there. Ian Harks, 90 and tie. Chris Mueller is injured for Hibs. Then we had Aberdeen versus Rangers, and there's another American on Aberdeen who got playing time. He just first game, and that is Dante Polvara. He played the last 5. He's a 20-year-old kid, right midfielder from the NYCFC U19 system. Like, I didn't expect to see that when I was checking up on Christian Ramirez, who went
ironically playing against Rangers, who has another New York player on it who didn't play.
At least Dante got some time. Ramirez went 90 in that loss to Rangers. Musa, 73 in a win. Listen, Musa's hot right now, so this is good news. He is in good form going in there. And Saturday was a lot better than Sunday, so that's good. I'm going to skip over. So Aronson went 30. They gave him a little breather. McKenzie in the 18 didn't play. Reynolds, 90. Odasawi did not even dress again. That's just a massive failure there at Club Brugge. I mean, that kid, he's sinking. Lyndon Gooch, 80 in a tie. I don't care about any of these. Nobody cares about these. I'm going to skip all these. Alvarado, 64 for Juarez in Liga MX. He's with Fernando Arce. They lost, but Arce went 90. Cannon, 90. Shaq Moore didn't play. Shashua went 20. Pfok, 90 in a tie. And a goal versus Luzern. So,
against who?
Luzern.
Sounds like you're saying loser.
Luzern.
Loser.
In Switzerland.
They were, in fact, losers.
Speaking of losers, Tyler Boyd and Rizespor lost. He did play all 90 minutes in that loss. Jaboli Arayibi went 80 in a win. One division below in Turkey. They are in first. That is Ankara-Gucu.
Gesundheit.
Mm-hmm.
Finally got it in there. I was waiting, too.
All right, so that's done with that. And then we move on to Sunday, where Stefan was injured. EPP went 90 for Troyes in a win. Dest, 5 in a win. Hoppy was in the 18, didn't play. Gio Caccini went 10 in a loss for Montpellier. So this is a really depressing. I woke up on Sunday and I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch a bunch of games. No. Weah was in the 18. He didn't play. Conrad in the 18 didn't play. McKennie's injured. Tasman went 15. Busio didn't even dress. Toljan didn't even dress. Luca De La Torre went 90 in a bad loss for Heracles. Keith Perry in the 18. Well, that's a step up.
He's back. Look at that.
He's in the 18. Holy fuck. God damn. Che in the 18 for Hoffenheim didn't win. Chris Richards did not dress for Hoffenheim. CCV, the usual 90 and a win.
Speaking of CCV, real quick though, There's talks that Leicester and Wolverhampton are after him.
No,
among other teams as well. Sorry, there's a herd of roaming, half asleep kids in my house right now.
You want to go after them, and I'll keep bullshitting.
No, they're not walking in here yet, so we'll be fine. Let's finish this up, man.
You got roaming kids around at 10:40. Love it. All right, so Soto in that game versus Celtic for Livingston went 20, and we already mentioned this. This dude's buff now. He's buff. He's no skinny little shit anymore. So hopefully that provides him.
While he was jailed up in Porto, he was lifting weights.
Lifting weights, drinking protein shakes.
So you gonna play? Fuck no.
But I am gonna beat your ass. So
get me the fuck out of here.
Maybe a good sign for Soto, but anybody hoping that Soto just magically awakens, they're gonna have patience because it's not going to happen overnight.
If he does, he's going to be a one-cycle kid, unfortunately. I mean, he had so much promise early on, but by the time he finally recovers as a player itself, you're going to be looking at maybe a one cycle.
Yeah, and his problem has been attitude.
Yep.
Kind of like Conrad. Kind of like early on in Julian Green's career. Which shows you can turn it around. So Julian Green did turn it around.
And then turn it back around.
Well, it's not about attitude now. Now it's about skill and performance, and that's why Tillman's a younger, brighter prospect. They're playing him. Sam Vines did not dress, so that's another reason why I didn't include Sam Vines in the prior show.
Yep,
he didn't even dress. I don't know what that means. Does he have fucking gonorrhea? Does he have some sort of, disorder of, the right kneecap? I don't know.
I heard he got frostbite from watching the Minnesota game on TV.
Frostbite of the penis tip. Kyle Duncan did not dress either. So I don't know what's going on there. These guys were starting and playing, and now they're not dressing, and they're not in the injury list. So maybe they are injuries, and it's just like knocks, and it's just not listed. Joe, they didn't even dress, though. That's the worrying part. So they're not even options. Vines, Duncan, not options going into the window. Joe Gallegos is a midfielder. He's 20 years old, and he was in the 18 for Sonderjiski. That's Haji Wright's old team.
I thought you mispronounced Scally's name.
No. And he is the San Antonio project. Sabi went 78 for OB. Kappas, 45 for Brøndby. I'm skipping those guys because they've never played for the U.S. before. Stanko, 60 for PAS in Greece. Wingo, 90 in another win. Novakovic, 40 and an assist in a tie. Alex Mendez on the bench for Vizela. Never played. Not good. He was a starter at the beginning of the season, and now he's just a bench guy. Yeah, I mean, this was a great opportunity for Mendez, and he seems to be blowing it. He should be playing starting every fucking game for this lower table Portuguese team in Vizela. So this is really bad news for Alex Mendez fans. It's not the end, but the trends are not good. They're not good. For his whole time in Europe, they are not good. Haji Wright, 9 for Antalyaspor. And then we're done. Well, there's Monday. Alan Sonora went 45 in a tie for Independiente. Horvath went 90 in a win in the cup game. Mighton in the 18. Dwayne Holmes, 67 for the losing Huddersfield side. Dante Sealy was in the 18 for PSV too, but didn't play, which is weird. He's usually plays or even starts. And now he's not even in the 18. And Richie Ledesma didn't even make the 18 again. Is he injured again? I don't know. But he's not even in the 18 for the PSV 2 team. It's fucking weird, dude. And then Jonathan Gomez for Real Sociedad B went 86 in a win against Sporting Gijón. So there's that. And I think, folks, we're done. Unless we have other questions.
Under 30 minutes, close it out quickly.
All right, let's do it. Make sure you like it. Share it with your grandmother. And hey, guys, thanks for all your support. We cracked 350,000 views
Suckers.
in about 8 months. So it's really nice. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sharing it. Thanks for liking it. We appreciate it. Someone buy a t-shirt. Someone go and buy a fucking Straight Red Card t-shirt. That's all I'm asking. One person buy a t-shirt. Maybe you have already. I haven't looked for like, I don't know, a month. But it's like
it was sold like 45 or something like that.
Well, the link was all fucked up too. It sent them to the wrong place. But there is a link. You can buy Straight Red Card t-shirts. So go do that. Buy one. You'll be like the coolest guy in the crowd in the next game you go to. They'll be like, "Oh shit, you watch that show? Me too, motherfucker." Yeah. You know? They'll be like, "God, those guys are fucking idiots, but I love that idiot shit." All right. Till the next time on the Straight Red Card. We'll see you.
That hurt. More verticality. Recording in progress. All right.